the All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is AC's Conversations.
AC's Conversations is about sports, music, TV, movies, and more.
Everything and more.
Everything is ready to go.
That include the latest news and rumors, along with interviews with the biggest names in sports and entertainment.
This
is AC's Conversations with your host,
News 8 Sports Director.
The man is the real deal.
Let's go to work, brother.
Anthony Calhoun.
Countdown to kickoff. Celebrity guest. Sponsored by Helping Hands Home Management.
All right, welcome back here to live to Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Anthony Calhoun. It is time now for our celebrity guest, who is, of course, a big fan of your Indianapolis Colts. Let's go live to Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, where a Pro Football Hall of Famer, former Colts great, and just happens to be another Syracuse graduate. The one and only, the man himself, Dwight Freeney, joins us live. Good morning to you, Dwight. Thank you for taking the time, my man.
There's no problem. How you doing, Anthony?
I'm doing great, man. We got a lot to talk to you about, so here we go. You know, it's so good to have you on the show this week after all those magical moments that you provided Colts fans during your 11 seasons in Indy and over, 100-plus sacks you had with the Colts. I know you stay updated on the horseshoe, and as you know, they're 3-1 of the season, tied for first place in the AFC South. How impressed have you been with what you're seeing from this team so far?
Listen, I'm extremely impressed. I'm sitting there watching, and it's such a difference between year and year. You know, last year and this year. It looks like, you know, from the eye test that they have something good going on, especially offensively. You know, it looks like the playbook is open a little bit more. You know, maybe that has a little bit to do with the experience of Daniel Jones back there throwing the pill. I seem like Daniel's very comfortable in the pocket, making a lot of right decisions, you know, and when you do that, you know, when you throw the check down and don't force it in double coverage, and sometimes you throw it away or you know what, you can tell that, you know, things are moving in the right direction and the guys back there are very comfortable. So I'm really excited. I think defensively, we have to get a little bit better, probably from the pass rush standpoint. Maybe I'm biased. I don't know.
That's right, yeah.
But I think all in all, man, I think the team looks great.
That's good. You know, what a career, though, you had with the Colts, Super Bowl title, Hall of Famer, Colts Ring of Honor, and so much more. I want you to put in perspective for the folks this morning how much you enjoyed your time here in Indy with the horseshoe.
Oh my goodness, it's literally a second home for me. Those are the golden years, we call it. You know, it's kind of like, it's funny. It's kind of like when you went to college and you didn't know those are the best years you're ever going to have. And you look back in your life like, man, those college years are great. The same thing, you know, once I left Indianapolis and I retired, I look back on those years. Wow, so many memories, so many good times, so many relationships that will last forever. What a great city, what a great town. I mean, I really enjoyed my time there, and every time I come back, I get much love from them. And I'm glad that, you know, we were able to bring them a championship. It's too bad we couldn't bring more, but at least we got one.
Yeah, you know, you're right about that. And we were showing some video of you getting your gold jacket in the Hall of Fame. That was such a special moment last year, getting the opportunity to be there to see you go in, and truly deserving of that. You know, I was talking, man, to some Colts fans just the other day about how much you and the guys like Peyton, Marvin, Reggie, how y'all spoiled Colts fans, even the media as well, because it was like every night we were talking about a Colts win. What were those moments like for you, surrounded by so much talent on just one team?
It's crazy. It's crazy when you really look at it. And I'll say it again, you kind of didn't know what you had when you were there. You kind of knew. You knew you had a special team. You knew you had a lot of great players. But looking back, man, we were stacked. We were stacked. We had a lot of great players in a lot of great positions and a lot of meaningful positions. And that's hats off to, you know, Bill Polin and Coach Dungy picking the right guys. And we all kind of just gelled together, man. We really did. And those are the years that, you know, you'll cherish forever, man. We really set the bar high. So we apologize to all the future Colts teams. Because the fan base is used to a lot of wins, 12-win seasons year in and year out.
I mean, it was crazy. I think it was like, what, 6+ years of just 12-win season. That was insane during that time there with yourself, of course, Coach Dungy as well. You know, I know you had the late Jim Irsay as your presenter last year when you were inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. How special was Irsay to you personally and, of course, as the owner here of the team?
I mean, Jim, it all starts with him, right?
Yeah.
I remember being drafted and meeting him for the first time. He does it big. He flew me out in his plane, and I got out of the plane, never been in a private plane, and he put me on a helicopter. I've never been on a helicopter to get from a private jet place to the facility. Just how Jim did it was big. Jim did it big, and Jim cared about his guys. And that's the one thing I'll say is Jim always cared. And he would always put his best foot first when it came down to the players and doing anything he could do for the players. He was a positive guy, and he wore his emotions on his shoulder and his sleeve, but you know what? He was real. He was real, and I loved the time that we had together, and I'll miss him dearly.
Yeah, we do miss him, and he was simply the best. He did so much for his team, and of course, this great city of Indianapolis as well. Before I get you out of here, my friend, you know how much I love golf, and I know you are a diehard golfer as well, right? But you might have, man, the coolest golfing partner of all time in the great Michael Jordan. How special has it been, though, having the greatest of all time as your golfing buddy, but more importantly, though, a friend and, of course, a mentor I know in your life, man?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, It's, you grew up watching him, and I was an 80s baby, so, it was right in his prime time, when he was on top of the world. So you grow up watching him, and all of a sudden you end up meeting the guy, sometime in my career, and then becomes big bro. And that's just kind of how he is right now. He's big brother. He's the guy that has my back. He comes to my Hall of Fame speeches and my induction, and he spent a lot of time together with me, with the family, so it's kind of a weird thing when you look back at it from my childhood, knowing that I put a poster on the wall of this guy. I cried when this guy retired, and all of a sudden now we're over here on the couch talking trash back and forth about fantasy football and whatever it is. So I've been blessed, and he's an amazing person, and he's a great man.
Man, I can't thank you enough for taking the time to join us. And we're going to have to get on the golf course sometime, right? I know you belong to a pretty good golf course down there in Florida.
Come on now. I'm waiting for you, especially when it gets cold up there. Let's go.
That's right. Hey, real quick, who you like today? Colts, Raiders? Who's taking this?
I like Indianapolis.
Yeah.
As long as they take care of the ball.
All right.
That's all I'll ask. Just take care of the ball.
All right. The Hall of Famer himself, the great one, Dwight Freeney, joined us live here on CTK. Dwight, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, and always good to talk to you, okay?
Hey, man, thank you for having me. Take care of yourself.
Okay, we appreciate it.
Discover more at wishtv.com and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to the AC's Conversations podcast and others on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Connect now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.